In a world where voices echo far, influencers shine like distant stars. Followers seek a closer bond, but time and space they correspond. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital twins in the web, free lights, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, digital twins in the web3 light, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, engaging fellow ones in this new space. Monetization and tokens we trust, KOLZ is the way in this future we must. Community grows in this vibrant scene, where innovation meets the human dream. KOLZ unites with a vision so clear, a world connected without end. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital twins in the web, free lights, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Community grows in this vibrant scene, where innovation meets the human dream. KOLZ unites with a vision so clear, a world connected without any fear. With AI so bright, digital twins in the web, free lights, free jobs, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Emotions flow in this digital field. Emotions flow in this digital field. Emotions flow. In a world where voices echo far, influencers shine like distant stars. Followers seek a closer bond, but time and space they correspond. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital twins in the web, free lights, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, digital twins in the web3 light, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, engaging fellow ones in this new space. Monetization and tokens we trust, KOLZ is the way in this future we must. Community grows in this vibrant scene, where innovation meets the human dream. KOLZ unites with a vision so clear, a world connected without end. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital.
Hey everyone, welcome to our monthly rollKOL live stream event. I'm Claire Rennie, the CEO of KOLZ. I'm super excited to be here today and thrilled that you're all able to join us. We have a couple of our great KOL guests that we'll be bringing up shortly. We have an awesome discussion planned with them. We have an exciting airdrop for everyone and a couple of our incredible KOLZ team members. So I will bring them up now and let them say hi to you guys. We have Rob, our social media lead, and Rosie, our KOL lead. Hey guys.
Hi. Hey.
Hello.
See you all.
Cool. So for today, the lineup is going to be an update on KOLZ. So Rob and I are going to go through some of the recent updates that KOLZ has announced, as well as what's coming up next for KOLZ. We will then go into a roundtable discussion with our special guests, Shahab, Max, and Rosie. Feel free to ask questions in the chat if you guys have anything you're wondering about, anything for the team, anything for the projects, just ask them in the chat and we will get to the questions at the end. And then, of course, we have our KOLZ airdrop for everyone here. So there will be a QR code shown on the screen for 5 minutes. You need to scan the QR code and fill out the form all within 5 minutes. So make sure you don't miss scanning it, and then make sure you fill out the form in time as well so no one misses it. Okay, so if you're not familiar with KOLZ, we create AI agents of KOLs. So we're acting as a marketing agency, connecting the KOL to the project. We are bringing passive income to the KOL because their AI agent is doing the work for them. And then from the project's perspective, they can save up to 80% working with our KOLs since it's the AI agent doing the work and it's all fully automated. So feel free to check out our website. If you're curious about us, it's KOLZ.chat. You can talk to our current replicas, see what they're doing, get some really good knowledge from them, and then also check out our marketing packages on our homepage. So I'll now pass it over to Rob, who will give some updates on what KOLZ has been announced lately.
Cool. Yeah. So hi everyone. I know you've not seen me in the last couple of rollKOLs, but I'll give you just a bit of a lowdown as to what's been going on in case you haven't noticed on our socials. One of the biggest things that's happened is the introduction of our new mascot, Echo. Echo is a parrot. We were thinking for a very long time, what would our emojis be? We asked you guys, could you give us emojis? Then we went for the whole idea of just having a mascot, and we chose a parrot because obviously our AI agents do exactly the same as the influencers do, and a parrot just mimics the same stuff. So you've seen Echo starting to come into a bit of a content, and this is kind of now an opportunity for you. Now we've got this mascot, we want to see your memes, we want to see what you can do. And anyone that is able to do anything with regards to Echo and able to tag KOLZ into that, and if it's good, you could win a prize. So we want to see your memes, your GIFs. Try and emulate what I do from the KOLZ Twitter, if possible. And yeah, you're going to see some really cool things with Echo. I've got some ideas in my head. Anyone in the community that's got ideas, always feel free to share them. We're going to try and do some Echo takeovers of our Twitter account. You'll see what that entails when it happens. I want to kind of surprise people with it. You're going to start seeing a lot more content as well with Echo as a character within it, as well as obviously our regular updates. And don't know as well if you've always spotted, we are now we have announced some other really cool things such as new influencers and KOLZ that are actually on our platform. We're going to be announcing some new ones. We've got a couple lined up. We're just waiting for approval, and then we're going to tell you guys. But we're constantly adding new influencers onto KOLZ, and so it's a really exciting time. And watch out for those announcements because each one's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. Another thing to add that's also happened, big news that happened last week, is KOLZ is now actually live on Router. So you're able to swap KOLZ from any token on any chain, and that's massive for our token. For those who don't know, KOLZ launched the TGE around the end of last year, around December time. We're always looking at ways. People are always asking how they can buy KOLZ. KOLZ obviously has a lot of benefits. You get 50% off your subscriptions, for example, and people want to own KOLZ. So being able to enable this partnership with Router and being able to have more opportunities for you guys to buy KOLZ and to give you that ease and ability. We've also got things like our Telegram bot. There's ways to do it, but Router really adds that extra innovation. And I'd say those are the three biggest updates from our side at the moment.
Awesome. Thanks, Rob. Big fan of Echo. Love all the memes with Echo, and super excited to see your guys' content around Echo as well. I think we can do some really fun stuff. So I'm excited to see what's next for Echo. As you guys probably saw, we were at Token 2049 recently in Dubai. So the team had a really amazing time there. We connected with a ton of different KOLs, projects. We're looking at new partnerships, new integrations. And I'd say overall, we just gained a lot of really great ideas from being with other leaders in the space, having some really valuable conversations about what we could do with KOLZ. I think all of these new partnerships and KOLs that we'll be working with will really bring the platform to the next level. So keep an eye out for announcements around that and what's to come. For what's next for KOLZ, we are doing Web Summit Vancouver this week. I'm from Vancouver, so it's nice and easy for me, but I'll be meeting up with the Sensei team. So we're powered by Sensei. You should definitely check them out if you're not familiar with them. We use their technology to create our digital replicas, but their team is flying in, so we'll be spending some good time together this week, doing the summit together, and then just kind of discussing what's next for Sensei, what's next for KOLZ, and our partnership together. So that will be exciting, and we'll definitely share some content with you guys from that. We will be also doing a team meetup in June. So we will share pictures of the team all together in person, which I love to do. I love getting together with everyone. And I think it really helps the team bond and come up with new ideas, just having those kind of more natural conversations together in person. So keep an eye out for that content. Overall, what's next for KOLZ as far as campaigns and announcements go, we have a very exciting campaign planned with Base. So I won't say too much yet, but it has to do with the Coinbase wallet that's coming out. So keep an eye out for how KOLZ is going to get involved with that, but we should be able to share more information on that next month. So get ready for it. We have a new advisor that will be joining us. This is another huge announcement for KOLZ. So he is a tier 1 KOL himself. He has well over 1 million followers. He is very well connected in the crypto space. We are excited to create his digital replica so that you guys can get to know him personally through that. And we will definitely bring him onto different live streams so that you can ask him questions live as well. But keep an eye out for that. We should be announcing him within the next couple of weeks. And we met him in person at Token 2049 and really connected out throughout the week. So he is super excited about KOLZ and thinks he can do a lot of things with the project. We also met up with some new KOL managers and KOL agencies, which was on our roadmap to be working with these KOL agencies. So I think that will also really help KOLZ bring on some new KOLs. We are having a lot of discussions with them over the last few weeks, and we should be seeing a lot of new faces on the platform very soon. Our agent liquidity pools, which I mentioned before, are very soon to be coming out. So we are currently just finalizing our marketing plan with the KOLs who are ready to launch their token on our platform. These tokens will be purchasable with the KOLZ token. All of the current KOLZ token holders will be receiving airdrops of these new tokens, and the marketing around them is going to involve some really cool, exciting stuff. So we're thrilled to be able to share that with you guys, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Overall, we have some new partnerships coming out, some new KOLs to announce that will actually be announced in the next couple days. So definitely check out our Twitter. It's at @KOLZ, and make sure you're up to date on everything that's coming out. If you have any questions of anything that we just mentioned, feel free to ask them in the chat. We love to answer your questions, get to know you guys. So please ask them in the chat. The team's always available. Even off the stream today, you can message us in Telegram, on Twitter. Yeah, we're looking to connect with you guys and answer any questions that you might have. But I will now bring up Rosie to do our discussion with the KOLs. So please welcome back, Rosie. Hey.
Hey. Thanks so much for bringing me back. And yeah, I'm going to everyone's favorite part with our KOLs and asking them questions and see what they think about certain topics. We invited, so we have 2 KOLs joining us. One of the KOLs is a marketing KOL and also our advisor. We have Shahab, our newest KOLZ advisor. He's an award-winning CMO, and I guess he has as far as I know, years of experience in marketing with Liquid Death and some other major companies. I'm excited to have you here and ask you questions.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yay! And we have Max. He's one of our newest KOLs onboarded. Max used to work at Anchor, Inception, LRT, and Renzo, and all leading marketing. And he's a current core contributor at Turtle Club. We actually chose Max and Shahab because they both have experience in the business side of the industry. Plus, they also have Web2 experience, so we can have like very interesting conversation around that topic.
I had the pleasure being here.
Yay.
Thanks for the invitation.
Sure. Are you guys ready? Should we start?
Ready on my end.
Yeah.
Okay. The first question that I have is, how did you each get into the business side of crypto, and what pulled you in deeper?
Max, you can jump in.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like the introduction, pretty well. Then big pharma, all on marketing, especially with a few big names, and then ended up taking the risk to going into luxury, where I kind of like opened a few stores. I'm based out of Portugal. I opened a few stores for Omega, worked a lot with Rolex and Patek. And then, I'm gonna try to keep this story short. But then a client of mine entered the store, and he kept on insisting me to diversify my investments, not only like on watches and traditional finance stocks, but also into crypto. And one thing that I always kind of like add in my life was, as soon as I get interested in something that I completely don't know, it's easier for me to learn. And then I started, learning as much as possible. At the time, I spent I remember like a lot of nights till 2 a.m. like to grasp as much information as possible. Like I definitely started with whiteboard crypto over on YouTube, and then like took as much online courses that existed at the time. With Coursera and then MIT Executive Education and all that. And then my friend told me, look, as soon as you want to step in crypto, just let me know. Because my girlfriend was her girlfriend was working at Anchor at the time, and then I was like, I would love to take the chance. And even though I was working at a company as an executive at the time on the marketing side and luxury, I was like, you know what? I think it's a one in a lifetime opportunity to jump into such a new industry. There's definitely a lot of opportunity to grow, and decided to take the step. Joined as a community manager at Anchor at the time, which was a pretty steep leap from an executive role in the community manager, but like salaries in Portugal are quite low. So at the time, being kind of like exposed to an American salary for me at least was huge. And then climbed up the ranks. Was leading marketing at Anchor on the LST product and infrastructure product, which then we created a venture studio called Tagus Labs, which we incubated Inception LRT, which is currently with about reached 200 million TVL. Then went to a couple of other LSTs, including Renzo on the sides, and currently cleaning at Turtle, like you said, where we kind of like manage liquidity overall with liquidity deals and overall public incentives as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then of course the KOL that I created recently, doxed, created two years ago when the LSTs and LXTs were booming. I always try to find these opportunities, like special niche opportunities in which you can easily grow, kind of like get a lot of awareness by doing that. So that's what I did.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I try not to extend it too much.
Your dog's in Dubai, right? The first time.
Yeah. The first time I got doxxed publicly was in Dubai. Everyone like telling everyone who I am, like where I worked. Yeah.
That's cool. Shab, you want to go next?
Yeah, of course. Cool story, Max. Mine was a similar route. Not similar, but kind of different path, but the interest was similar. I first actually got into crypto in 2013, 2014 when I wanted to buy some illegal substances from the dark web. Purchased Bitcoin, went through the whole processes. Me and my friends were like, this is like the coolest thing ever. Shortly after, I discovered the world of DeFi, and I made some of the most money I ever made in my life. Around 2015, it was a really good time in crypto. Every morning you'd wake up with the 10x, and this was going on for like months. And I was like, wow, I never have to work again. But then 2016 happened, and the first bubble popped, and I lost about 60 to 70% of what I had made, and that's a lot of money that I had made. And in normal context, I feel like that would have been a very depressing situation for anybody. But because I was in the community and we lost as a whole, as a collective, it didn't hurt as much. And as a marketer, I found that the power of these communities, the micro communities, was something to be looked into. As I'm at that time, I'm working at Liquid Death, and I'm doing a few DGen plays on the side. I co-founded a few NFT projects. I started going to events, and then the NFT world with the Bored Apes was taken off. And I presented a strategy to Liquid Death. They loved it. We went ahead and did an NFT program that I spearheaded, sold out the first day. I did partnerships with Live Nation, Festival Pass. We're working with something with Amazon AWS when they were developing a blockchain. And I never looked back after that.
That's I don't know what to say. That's very, I don't know, kind of sad, but also like a very exciting story. Part of the crypto career. Amazing. I have this question. If you joined like after 2021, not your shop, I didn't get when Max joined, but you can ignore. What's something you believed about Web3 in 2021 that you don't believe now?
Yeah, I can go ahead. Well, I joined in 2017, and I do believe that like what's crossing my mind right now regarding that question is definitely that I thought aspect of the protocol and its tokenomics and overall product what would impact the most on its success and numbers, which especially if you look at what's taking place the whole info fund markets and how is it impacting the overall price performance and overall hype of the protocols. And then we look at protocols that, for example, got a lot of traction simply because of the fact that they weren't VC backed as well. I mean, it's a completely different kind of ads in 2021 compared in terms of what truly impacts the protocol going trendy and actually that translating into more TVL as well. I think another thing is definitely another misconception that I had in 2021 was definitely the amount of retail that we had in this space and the amount of TVL that retail overall was bringing towards protocols when compared to liquid funds and wells. Especially now working at you see a lot of the bootstrapping is done, with funds and wells. And, I think it's evident that perhaps I was too positive when it comes to the amount of retail that I thought we had in the space, which is, to be honest, I haven't been checking the data in terms of the amount of, last time I checked was growing, but then again, not as much as I thought. So that's definitely something that I changed my mind compared to 2021.
Interesting. Shahab?
Yeah. Mine's a lot more simpler. Around 2021, I thought these digital assets, NFTs especially, were going to be equivalent to buying real estate and land, and I thought they're going to be very secure and great investments. I don't believe that anymore right now, especially with the way the market has shifted. The long-term hold no longer exists, and if you were to ask me if digital assets on the blockchain are good investments, right now I would say no. So that would probably be the one thing that I don't believe in as before.
I'm trying to see what people are saying about the answers, but yeah, people loved your background stories. So we can move forward. I will pay attention to the third question. Interesting. The third question is, what's the biggest shift in how KOLs and influencers work in this space over the last year?
Sharab, do you want to go or should I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll jump in. Yeah. I think early on in the Web3 space, the KOL market was a lot different. It was bloated prices, very expensive to work with the KOL. I worked with agencies at the time, and I've looked at the entire roster and how much people charge for a single tweet, a second tweet, a pinned tweet. And I think early on, when the marketing was slim in the Web3 space, founders and marketing teams really had no other option, especially going into TGE. But I think what's happening right now, and it's a good shift, it's a shift coming over from Web 2, is that instead of doing one or two promoted tweets, teams are looking for long-term ambassador or affiliate programs with these KOLs. You get more bang for your buck, and the KOL you're working with stays on long term, and it becomes an advocate of your project. And I think that's a good thing to have.
No, I agree with you. I agree, and I also like witnessed
Well-
that kind of transformation. Max, what do you think?
Well, in my opinion, like my take is that in the past, and I completely agree with what Shahab said. I think first of all, I think the market overall and agencies and any marketeer at the time didn't really have a lot of information when it comes to, well, especially compared to the information that we have now, right? In terms of mind share, engagement metrics overall, the credibility, which is then again an outcome of specific characteristics that both Kaido and Cookie at this time are using. And then Etho as well, like it's a whole like fragmentation right now. But I'm because even on Twitter, I don't think they were showing views, for example. And I remember working with a lot of KOLs that at the time, a few of the protocols that I was watching completely overpaid the KOLs, taking consideration the amount of views they then, everyone then could see that they were getting. And it was like definitely like these extremely big KOLs, thousands and thousands, 50 to 60K tweets, or then translated into less than 300 views as soon as Twitter enabled views, right? Like, which is insane. And I feel like right now, marketeers also pay a lot of more attention, especially because using personalized links. But then again, KOLs don't really like to use personalized links, and overall links on Twitter usually kind of downgrade you when it comes to the algorithm. So but definitely, I think we're much more aware of the data that we need, and overall tracking the conversion from a specific users of DVL. I've been running KOLs for a few DeFi protocols, and I've been myself trying to find ways to track online conversions into on-chain metrics, especially amongst CDPs as well, which is kind of like creating these backlogs of data. So I feel like that's the one major difference is the amount of decisions that we now kind of have to take towards bringing in KOLs into protocols.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the space shifted a lot, and there are like a lot of tracking tools and options right now, which is great, and it helps you like to do more. The next question from us is kind of tricky. It's like, what was your first reaction when you saw the idea behind KOLZ?
Yeah, well, first of all, like I was here on the waiting screen and then I was enjoying the music, and then I actually realized the music is actually tailor-made to to your platform, which is pretty cool. I was like vibing with it, and then I really enjoyed the ability of I've been loving these AI tools specifically that let you kind of like engage with an AI agent and like testing. I like literally jumped into chatting with sometimes the kid was that they reply to my DMs and overall asking like what sort of content are they making, what sort of protocols are they talking about. So that's definitely something that helps me get an assessment of these specific accounts that perhaps go missing to my on my Twitter on my daily feed. So that's definitely something that attracted me, right away. I find it like ultra cool to be able to have a chat with the AI replica of these KOLs.
Yeah, very similar to what Max said. I think there's enormous amounts of use cases. The first time I heard about KOLZ was by Claire, and at the time I was talking to another project that was doing something kind of similar where they were tokenizing Web2 content creators and trying to bring them on board and create these agents. And as a growth marketer, I played around with creating my own agents and swarms of agents to boost engagement. So it came at the right time when I noticed it, and I think there's a huge market fit for what KOLZ is doing, and the enormous amount of use cases that you guys are presenting. I think it's brilliant. I think teams can definitely use it, not just for external, but also internal comms as well. And I'm very excited to see where you guys take this and how the landscape changes with the KOLZ agents.
Yay, thank you so much for your kind words. The next question, since you guys are very like influential in the space and you have a lot of followers, people follow you and people care about your opinions, do you think there is like some kind of skill or mindset thing that helps people like stay relevant in the space for years? This
Yeah.
is like a very hard question. I have no idea how I would answer to this question.
Yeah, I mean, I could chime in. I think we are going to have more and more of these agents, and the social landscape is going to look completely different 6 months to a year from now. I actually put out a tweet about this yesterday about how before people and brands were all trying to sound very corporate and very professional, but now everyone's trying to sound more human. And I think a good skill to learn right now and to stay ahead of what's happening is to learn the skills behind um,
Mhm.
like storytelling, narration, socially engineering uh, your copy and your content to be more human, to be more relatable, and also never stop learning. I think education and learning and research is a big part of the space because we do move really quickly. The landscape changes enormously, and if you don't do it, someone else is going to do it, and you will be left behind.
Definitely.
Well, in my opinion, I do believe that one thing that I've started to notice is the more time I spend on Twitter, overall interacting and overall, I mean, just might sound too simple, but just the fact that you spend more time on Twitter, it enables me to then grasp, upcoming narratives. I've used to read a lot about this on Twitter, and then I was like, all right, sure, but I already spent like a lot of time on Twitter. Like, what's going to be the difference of being completely involved? And then once I took that leap, I definitely, especially in these last few months, I definitely see the difference of, that impacts the way I write content, in the way I, stay in touch with what are people talking about. And I feel like having that notion makes you more versatile and more, it kind of like makes you adapt quicker to what Twitter is talking about. I feel like overall it's a combination of um, then again, it's a combination of being active and of course adapt to what people are talking about. But then again, just build your own brand, build the way you interact with people, just nurture relationships. One thing that I've learned in luxury is that, it's definitely important to, along your path with your brand, to connect with people and, have relationships with people, always be down to help, always. I mean, one of the values that I always try to be is like be as humble as possible, be as helpful as possible towards everyone. If anyone needs help, I'm always making sure that I'm reachable. So in the end of the day, and consistently, I think over the long term, these are like perhaps small factors or small details that make a lot of impact in the future. That's the way I see like overall like my page, overall KOLs, and overall like influence being built over the long term. Yeah, I feel like that's my take.
Rosie, if there's an interesting question in the chat, if I can go ahead and answer that real quick because I think it's very
Sure.
thought provoking. Yeah, it's by Crypto Gem, and the question is, would you say there's still a chance for someone to still make it as a KOL right now? And I think that's an amazing question. My personal thoughts on that is that yes, the answer is yes, because there's still a lot of real time events. But my advice to you, if you do want to do this, is to build your own personal brand, find the niche that you can master and be on top of, so that these projects can go to you, that you can be a spokesperson of your specific niche, and get hired as a long-term ambassador to these projects as a KOL.
Yeah, I can also potentially step in and provide a bit of advice as well. It's gonna sound a bit unorganized, but just like thinking out loud, a few things that I would definitely do. I think I completely agree with what you said. There's more than space. I think that some good tips is to, of course, like, build your own personal brand on your niche. I think the more you engage with protocols as well, on asking for feedback, testing their products, jumping into Discord, and then overall making sure that they know, or sending them a few DMs in regards to, I'm making this sort of content, would love some amplification. If it's like, making free content and research, at least getting their amplification, which will then help build a bit of your credibility and following. I feel like also, following, other folks, especially verified folks, also helps you increase your credibility and awareness. I mean, going into the common followers is also important when a conversion is taking place to a new follower. I think, one thing that I tell everyone is, if you guys don't have the time to be always on Twitter, I think, look at, spaces in your day on which you could exchange for being on Twitter, like, like when you're sipping your morning coffee, do 10 minutes of, being a reply guy. And then on the evening again, and consistently, once again, this helps grow your account. Jumping into spaces as well helps as well, interact with people, every time you jump into a Twitter space and you follow someone that is there or on the speakers, the speaker gets a notification as well. So that is another possible conversion point. Yeah, I think that's what I've been definitely one thing that and especially after being doxxed, I've noticed is that going into events and actually letting people know that you have an X account and who you are, like what kind of you're writing, I think that definitely helps. It's a relationship that you've built in person that translates into a long-term follower, long-term kind of like can then share content, amplify each other's content. So that's a few of the advices that I would give to everyone. And I mean, if if you follow me or whatever, you don't need to follow me. Just send me a DM if you want any help. I can jump on calls, whatever you guys need, just to give more advices. I'm always down to. It changed my life, not only being part of the industry. And another thing that I want to add is if you then build your brand as well as a KOL, it's going to be way easier if you then want to jump into the industry as a professional, into leading a specific marketing department on a protocol. Like you said, Job, like being an ambassador also helps. So, it's also a way to jump into the industry. And, when you compare it to overall, in my case, European salaries is definitely something that can change your life and your family's life. So it's something that on top of you doing something that you love and creating content is definitely something that can also help you with expenses and all that. So I think it's a massive opportunity as of now as well.
Amazing. I have actually, this is my question. Do you guys think that like becoming a niche KOL is much easier than more general like crypto and like talking about every topic?
Yeah, I think it's the best route to go. I'm gonna use KOL synonymous with building a personal brand, and I think if you want to start out fresh in the space, the best thing, the fastest way, and the easiest thing you can do is find the market where you find a niche that you find very interesting. Find the right channels, whether it's LinkedIn, X. If you want to do it on TikTok, Instagram, find one or two channels at the very most. Don't overextend yourself, and just be a master of your craft. Show up daily. Communicate with other professionals in that same niche. Like Max said earlier, do the reply guy thing, but do it in a more substantive way. And slowly you'll go ahead and not only build that confidence yourself, but you'll be able to add value. You'll be able to become a known person. People will start recognizing you, and then you can go ahead and broaden your scope and do a lot more.
No, I definitely
Yeah.
agree. I'm so happy that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, like go ahead. Sorry, there's a bit of delay on my side, so I didn't want to.
I was
Make
saying
it loud.
that I'm actually really happy that we turned this roll call session into something very inspirational for small creators. And they can learn a lot, how to grow and like how to scale and even monetize better. I have one more question. Actually, two more questions. The next one is, if someone DMs you today, we kind of answered that, but not fully. If someone DMs you today and asks how to make it in crypto, what's your unfiltered answer?
Yeah, I'll jump in first. And I'm a big believer of this as well. And I've been writing and preaching about it. If you really want to make it in this space, or actually any industry, you kind of have to be a master of your craft. I'm a big fan of the UFC and MMA, and the reason why I'm a big fan of this is because a fighter will go ahead and have a fight 6 months, 9 months down the line, and the training and the strategizing and the education and everything else, all the work goes into it today. You make those steps so that in 9 months you'll have some success. So if you want to really make it into the space, put in the work, do the research, build that confidence, build that education, speak to like professionals. And I think in the crypto space specifically, showing up and having a good reputation goes a long way. And the more you show up and the more you speak about a certain topic, I think a lot of opportunities will come your way, and you just build on that.
Yeah,
That's a good
I think I fully agree. I think that on the social slash brand slash personal side, that's definitely it. Especially because of once again the opportunities that you have not only by building your own brand, but by also then working either as an advisor, consultant, or a professional within a protocol. But then on, well, I'm not going to be financial advice, of course, but how to make it, in my opinion, is definitely towards. I mean, right now, for me, it takes me so much time to gather all of this information, not only on a technical level, but also get an assessment of, like the overall social hype that the protocol gets. I feel like you definitely need to, once again, talking about focusing on a niche, you definitely need to do that. I think trying to jump into too many narratives um, doesn't help you. And the problem with crypto is that there's newer protocols every single day. So definitely focusing on something that you actually know and you actually use. That's something that matters a lot when picking the right seeds. So that's something I would definitely advise to everyone.
Yeah, and one last thing.
Another thing that, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go and then you can go. One last thing is the crypto market and the space in general is very fun. Enjoy doing it, build a lot of friends. Like I've been in the space for over 10 years, and I have a blast. It doesn't feel like work, but you can go ahead and stay online for so long and not check out that you'll burn out and you'll get tired of it. So make sure you have that work-life balance, because no matter how much fun it is, you're going to get tired, especially if you're constantly trying to learn and educate yourself as well. So have a balance, enjoy what you're doing, and if you're not having fun, find a different area of the space that you would have fun in.
Damn, couldn't have said it better, to be honest. I think that's something that I a lot of times forget. You know,
Yeah,
like
all of us.
jumping into too much narratives and staying online all the time, and then long term, either we like it or not, either we love the industry or not, it has an impact on you. So definitely,
Yeah.
that's an amazing advice.
Yeah. And speaking of narratives, do you guys have any like favorite AI project? You can name projects or just talk about like what do you think was the best way of AI in crypto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, Max.
Go
No,
ahead.
no, go
It's all
ahead,
good.
Max. I keep
Yeah.
interrupting you. I apologize.
No worries at all. I definitely, coming from the DeFi side, I definitely, for example, Infinite or DexUI, I definitely like that. I definitely like AI agents that allow me to, let's imagine I have, $1,000 and then, well, usually how you establish risk profiles is by, like, let's imagine going through, I have an initial capital of $1,000 and I want to reach $10,000 by, in 12 months. So that then gives me the products and that I should be using towards achieving that goal. Which then I would love if like an AI agent would compile all of these features that I'm going to mention now. Like there's a few, but at least give me the products that I will need to be using. Give me any kind of looping or lending and borrowing that I need to do, any kind of yield farming strategies as well, and then kind of extract the chains as well, and find ways to kind of maximize the points as well. I think that's going to be um, that's something that I'm definitely bullish on. It's something then, but then again, then I start thinking, of course, like we of course we can have this product that abstracts all of this complexity into DeFi, abstracts is the way, but then these are niche protocols that are building this, and I would feel that we need traditional, like even traditional companies coming from the traditional finance world to go like make it kind of like have like a mass reach, but then again also for the more established protocols in the space to also kind of like nurture the like using this kind of tools into allowing their users to kind of like tap into AI agents and etc. This is something that I would love to see in DeFi, and I would feel like it would bring mass adoption and way more retails into more complicated DeFi products.
Very
Exactly.
insightful, Max. You're a very smart guy. I look forward to following you and learning more from you
So
moving forward. For me, so I currently work for a project called IONet, and it's more on the infra side. And I think with these huge amounts of AI protocols and AI projects coming on board, there is going to be a huge bottleneck uh, on the compute and GPU side of things to power these projects. And what IONet does is, and I'm not shilling at all, I just really like the project, is they allow anyone from home who has a good GPU to load up the GPUs into the cluster and give power to the space at a fraction of the cost of like what Amazon or Microsoft would do. And I think that's the beauty of blockchain is you are able to scale your project, your brand at a fraction of the cost of what a Web2 project would do. And when we even present this project at Web2 events, and they get a hold of us, they're so impressed that this technology even exists. But anything that is a real project and provides infrastructure to the AI space is something that I'm fascinated about.
I thought it was my network connection. Sorry, guys. Thanks so much. And I'm reading all the comments, and people are like, I don't know, they're obsessed with your answers. And this was, I don't know, by far one of the best conversations that we did during our roll call. Yeah, we can have a Claire back, I guess. And thank you so much, both of you.
You guys, thanks for having me. This
appreciate
was a
that.
real pleasure. And even everyone in the comments, and if you guys have any questions, my DMs are always open.
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate the invite as well. Thank you so much for the questions.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, you guys. We really appreciate having you part of KOLZ. And for anyone listening, Shahab's replica is currently live on our website, so you can talk to him either further, get some really good marketing advice from his replica, and then, of course, follow him on Twitter, like we mentioned. And Max's replica will be live very soon, so we will be announcing that once it's ready, but definitely give both of them a follow. They share lots of great advice on their Twitter profiles, lots of great insights, so give them a follow, and then you can get to know them even further. But yeah, thanks again for joining us. It was great having you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Awesome. Okay, now we will just bring up Rob again, and we will answer a couple of quick questions from you guys. I don't think we had too many today. I think Shahab and Max answered most of them live, but
Yeah.
we see if we have a couple extra, and then we will do the airdrop very soon. So make sure you're ready for that. We will be showing the QR code for the airdrop. And then if you guys haven't checked out our Telegram app as well, that's also live. And there's always new ways for you to win and get involved in the KOLZ community. So definitely check out the Telegram app. And there's always new rewards coming. Where QR code to follow Rosie? Good question. Let's show that.
I wasn't going to ask that one.
Ask her on Twitter. She posts amazing articles, so definitely give her a follow.
I'm very humble, you know, like I can't get the attention.
Do we have any other? I think we'll bring up a couple of the questions, but thank you everyone for all of your comments too. We do read all of the comments and we love to see all the positivity and support from you guys, especially during the questions with the KOLs that we had. They are reading as well, so it's just really great to see the community that we built in here, everyone supporting each other, and we just really appreciate everyone being here.
Oh, we've got a question. So what kind of support and maintenance do you offer after the project is launched? So I guess that means what do we do at the moment, because we launched ages ago.
It might also be like maybe what support is offered to projects if we're working with KOLs. So from like a marketing agency, if we're connecting the KOLs to the projects, then we would offer, that's how I'm reading it. We would offer,
no, you're right.
all through the campaign. So we're very hands-on. So even though the posts are all automated, where we would connect the KOL to the project, we would set up the automated post, but then we would be very hands-on with the project's team itself. So if they ever wanted to make any adjustments during the campaign, we'd be happy to make the adjustments. And then as far as analytics after the campaign, we're using Addressable. So Addressable is a really great project that helps you really target niche audiences. Then they put together custom reports so you can track how your campaign is doing and then make adjustments for future campaigns. So yes, very hands-on when we work with any projects, and then analytics all the way through so that we can make sure we're delivering the maximum value to the project. Thanks.
Cool. And Joseph asked, KOLZ is the best I've ever seen and invested in, which is a great question. We have got a question there. I can see there on the right that says, is there any reward for anyone who currently holds KOLZ?
Yeah, so there's different ways for holders to earn rewards. So we have staking available on our website. Like I mentioned, the mini app before, there's lots of different ways to earn within the mini app. The campaign that we're going to be doing with Base soon will definitely involve rewards for holders. And then the agent liquidity pools that we'll be launching, we will have airdrops for all of our current token holders as well. So if you hold KOLZ, and then you will be able to be eligible to earn the different KOLZ tokens that we'll be launching of each of our KOLs as well. So lots of rewards available.
So I've got one here. Hi team, I have a question. Do KOLZ holders who are holding tokens on the wallets going to be eligible for future various token allocation if there are any, or are there going to be other requirements?
Kind of similar to what I just said. So for the agent liquidity pools, you will be eligible for those token allocations. So as we announce each of the new KOL tokens, then you will be able to sign up for an airdrop to receive those. I think it will be a really cool way for you guys to get to know our KOLs further, for the KOLs to kind of continue building their personal brand through launching their own token. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the marketing around the tokens will be really interesting because the KOLs will be supporting each other too. So they'll kind of be sharing communities, and yeah, everyone can get to know each other through the tokens. And it's definitely a great way for us to reward our current token holders.
I know we're being told time's running out, but surely we've got to respond to Yasin's question. How can I have a girlfriend like Claire? How do people have girlfriends like Claire?
There's just one guy. Sorry, I'm married. Thank you so much, though. Great confidence boost. We love the comments. We read them all, and there are some amazing ones. Looking beautiful is always Rosie. Love it. Last time, someone commented that Rob has glowing skin as well, and we loved that comment.
We don't have that today.
Yeah, no one said anything nice about me today, so that's my last roll call for a couple of... No, I'm joking.
No. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, Rob and Rosie, for being part of it. And thanks again to Max and Ab for providing such valuable insights to everyone. We do these roll calls every month, so make sure you keep an eye out for the next month. We always have different KOLs joining us, different discussion, different rewards. So we will do this again next month. We also have weekly community calls every Thursday at 2 p.m. UTC. If you want to get to know the team even further, you're welcome to chat with Rosie and I, and Rob sometimes joins as a guest as well. But we always hold those on X Spaces, so please feel free to join those. Follow us on our different profiles. We're at @KOLZ, and then you can check out our replicas on our website, which is kolz.chat. And we love any feedback that you guys have. If you test out the replicas, you have good, negative feedback, we would love to hear it. We're always looking to improve, always looking to bring on new KOLs and new partnerships. So please feel free to reach out to the team at any time if you have any recommendations on how we can improve or anything that you want to share to us. We're always around. So thanks so much again for joining, and we hope to see you again next month. Bye.
Thank you.
Ding.
In a world where voices echo far, influences shine like distant stars. Followers seek a closer bond, where time and space they correspond. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital twins in the Web3 light, bridging gaps, making connections real, emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, digital twins in the Web3 light, bridging gaps, making connections real, emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, engaging followers in this new space. Monetization and tokens we trust, KOLZ leads the way in this future we must. Community grows in this vibrant scene, where innovation meets the human dream. KOLZ unites with a vision so clear, a world connected without end. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital twins in the Web3 light, bridging gaps, making connections real, emotions flow in this digital field. Community grows in this vibrant scene, where innovation meets the human dream. KOLZ unites with a vision so clear, a world connected without any device, with AI so bright. Digital twins in the web, free lights, free apps, making connections real. Emotional flow in this digital field. Emotional flow in this digital field. Emotional flow in this digital field. Emotional flow. In a world where voices echo far, influencers shine like distant stars. Followers seek a closer bond, but time and space they correspond. Cause rise with AI so bright, digital twins in the web, free lights, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotional flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, digital twins in the web 3 light, bridging gaps, making connections real. Emotions flow in this digital field. Replicas share with wisdom and grace, engaging followers in this new space. Monetization and tokens we trust, KOLZ is the way in this future we must. Community grows in this vibrant scene, where innovation meets the human dream. KOLZ unites with a vision so clear, a world connected